So, hey Rocketeers, welcome to another live session. This is kind of a bit late, but this is a featured product from the Rocket Week. And the founder behind this product is a very experienced marketer, SaaS founder, builder, Sushant. Sushant, welcome to RocketHub's live webinar. And everyone who doesn't know, Sushant is the brain behind SlackBuddy and SalesBlink, which was an app sumo. Sales is again, many of you know if you're in the email niche and the sales niche, this is one of the very good products which has been there in the market since long. So welcome again, Shan. Thank you so much for doing this. Again, when we forward this to the community, they would be able to understand why they need to install Slack now if they even don't have it. So thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you very much, Karan, first of all, for having me on this session, and really looking forward for RocketHub, customers to start using SlackBuddy. But before that, I'll just introduce myself. So, hi everyone, I'm Sushant, founder of SlackBuddy, and we'll get more into that. But I am founder and involved in other SaaS products as well since past 5+ years now. So coming on to SlackBuddy, or before that, let's come on to Slack. So if anyone doesn't know, Slack is the number one way to have your official team communication done in a more professional way instead of using something like WhatsApp or Telegram. Slack gives you a better experience, user interface, and so on for interacting with your team members, colleagues, and so on, right? It's, I think, almost essential for any company or any team to have something like Slack so that they can work efficiently, right? And communicate efficiently. So that's what Slack is about. Now, though Slack is great for communication, there are some gaps with the Slack app, which is essentially a chat app, right? Which can be filled using installing add-ons or apps on the Slack workspace of yours. And that's where our tool SlackBuddy comes in. So under the name of SlackBuddy, we are working on different Slack apps which would help you do your work more productively. So the three apps that we have are Attendance Buddy, which is basically to manage attendance, which is coming soon. And right now, what we have live is Poll Buddy and Approval Buddy. So these are the two apps that we have live right now. So that was more of an intro. I can go ahead and start showing you guys a quick demo of how this works.
Yes. Before that, Sushant, how did you get the idea for building it, for the Slack? Because I think the market, of course, is very big, but again, very few companies are using Slack. Although, many people might go for WhatsApp and Teams, which you said, of course, corporates would go for that, and many small businesses use that. So why Slack? Why did you choose Slack to build it, not any other platform?
So honestly, Slack provides very good APIs and services for the developer ecosystem. Some things are just not possible to build on, let's say, something like WhatsApp, which I think is the most used chat app out there, right? But you cannot have a lot of integrations, notifications, and so on. So, for example, and we'll get to that, Approval Buddy helps someone create an approval and then automatically send reminders. So it is kind of like a bot in that context, which is in your workspace helping you. And that's why we thought that these are some important things like approval and polls, which are very essential while you are working. You need to get to a conclusion very fast, right? So let's say what programming language should be used for this new for this new website of ours, or let's say these are five. I am a graphic designer and Karan is my boss, let's say, and I want to show him these 5 logo samples. Which one looks better? And I have sent it to him via a poll, and other people in the channel on Slack can also, just share their thoughts over there by voting. So the whole purpose of these tools is to make work more efficient by ensuring that teams can come to conclusions faster.
Awesome. I think, yeah, that's a good idea. And I think people are very much not on the same page a lot of times. So this will help them organize. So I think your productivity factor brings in this particular case. So yeah, thank you so much. I think, yeah, let's get into the meat. Let's get into the product. So you can kind of, let's say, go module by module, or let's say we want to show PoleBuddy first. However you want to do it, we're all open.
Sure. Thank you very much. So let me just share my screen. Is
Yes,
it
we can
visible
see it.
now? Awesome. So this is approval buddy first of all. The way this works is very simple. I can click /approval and then I can type in what I need approval for. So let's say I need approval for, is this design any good? Hit enter and automatically you can see that you will need to select some approvers. So let's say I select a few people. I can select one person or as many people as I want. I can describe my for the thing that I am asking for the approval for, right? So I can add links over here or for Google Drive, Google Sheet, whatever I have, or maybe a Figma link, right? And then I can choose this option. I only need one approval, or maybe I need approval from both of them. So there's this option. And then finally, in case someone doesn't approve it, right away and they forget it, after how long should a reminder be sent to them? So that is also configurable from over here, right? I can just do this, hit get approval. And as you can see, approval request has been sent to these two people, right? And they would be now able to approve my request and I will get to know as soon as it is approved. Or they also have the option to deny the approval. So it's very simple, but it works because apart from this, how easy it is to just ask in Slack, we also have a dashboard where the admins can actually see, or each individual team member can actually see who asked for what approval. And as you can see, I have asked for two people for approval over here. The dashboard will also tell me who has approved it, how much time it took, and all those kinds of analytics. So it is very easy and efficient way to stay in loop.
A quick question.
And
Let's say if people don't have Slack opened, do they receive a notification on email that, let's say, there is an approval, or how, if they missed it,
yeah,
let's say if they missed something,
yeah. So if they missed it, so let's say they don't have Slack open, then they would get
Mhm.
a phone notification if they have it enabled on their phone. They will get a notification on their desktop. And lastly, if they open it, let's say after 2 days or 3 days, they would still be greeted by approval buddy bot who would have asked them to basically approve the request.
All right. Yeah, that's good. Because many times people miss it, right? They have, let's say, hundreds of messages. And if they miss it, I think then a reminder is a good option, and reminder from various places. So, and if they
Yeah,
miss any of the one place, they can get it from the other.
exactly.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go ahead.
So this is what approval buddy is all about. It is very simple and efficient, app to get things signed off really quickly on Slack itself. Right. Moving on to poll buddy, which lets you basically create polls, and I'll show you this has a lot more configurable options. So first we select where do we want to post the poll in. So I can select this one, and then I can write a question. So which uh, when should we have our weekly meeting? Something like this can be asked. And then we have how do people respond? So should they be able to vote for only one option or multiple options, right? They can add their own options like Monday, Tuesday, or we also have and they can add as many options as they want. or we can use some presets. So we have, for example, Monday to Friday preset over here, which automatically fills this. Or else we can use something like agree, disagree for a different type of a question. So we have these options. I'll just quickly use this to fill it up. But as I just said, this is also editable. So let's say I want to add Friday, after that Saturday also to the mix. So I can do that over here. Then there are a few settings. Should the results be anonymous, right? Allow others to add options. In this context, let's say some other person wants to add some options, so that is also possible. Show results of the poll in real time or keep hidden, because sometimes maybe you don't want to influence the poll, decision of someone else. So you might want to keep it hidden till the results of the poll are revealed, right? Then after that, order results by most poll. So the order would change and won't stay the same that I have set over here. Close poll automatically. After how long should the poll be closed? Let's say I don't want any more responses after 1 day. So that would make the poll close automatically after 1 day. Remind channel of the poll. After how long should the channel be reminded for the ones who have not yet answered that? Right. So I can maybe again keep it 1 hour. Mentioned. So this is @ channel is a way to notify everyone in the channel, right, in Slack. So that can be used. And then finally, we can schedule this. So maybe I don't want to send it this right now, and rather, later down the week. And that is something we can also configure, right? So yeah, I'll just
Got it.
close
And
this
it
for now.
can it be based
Mhm.
on, let's say, if I'm in another country and I'm asleep, right? So will it send based on the time zone of the end user, let's say, or it just creates it and then whenever they can wake up and see it, they will see it.
Yeah, so it will send according to my time zone or the person who is actually creating this. It will send
Got it.
according to that person's time zone. So as you can see, my time zone is mentioned over here as well.
Yes,
But
yes.
let's say someone else who is, let's say, in Australia right now and they are asleep. So once they, start their work, they would be notified of this, right?
Yeah. So which means
So
when they are
this,
available, let's say when they have that available option, they would be able to see it. Or even without being available, they can just see it, right?
yeah, right. So once we have configured all of these things, we can hit
Mhm.
create. And now we'll just head over here and we can see that when should we have our weekly meeting is the question. We can select an option, right? We opted for only one option, right? And then
Mhm.
whoever else added to this channel can vote over here. And as we configured, the poll will close, or else we can also close the poll or delete the poll.
Okay. Can anyone else close the poll or delete the poll themselves, or only the admin who created it can?
The admin who created it can.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that's a good thing. Otherwise, people, if something is not going in their favor, let's say if they say
Yeah.
there's no holidays, so someone can just delete the poll.
Yeah.
Okay, got it, got it. Nice.
We've taken care of all of that. And this is just one use case. So talking about other use cases of Poll Buddy,
Mhm.
it can be as simple as from what should we have for lunch today to as
Mhm.
complicated as, let's say you're planning someone's birthday on Slack for a team member, or,
Mhm.
another example, as I was saying, you want a design to be approved by the whole channel, or let's say there's a sales pitch, or there's a, you need feedback. So for all of those use cases, or in terms of for managers, if they want anonymous feedback from the team members, right?
Mhm.
So all of those use cases are pretty much covered with Polebuddy, right, in Slack.
And so I mean, is there a workflow as well? Let's say if I'm just giving an example, right? So for example, if an option is selected and people have won, right? It's the majority is winning. So can it be connected to get a third party integration? So if any response already set, they can just send an email. Okay, as per this response, send an email to the Slack group that okay, your thing is approved. So that way more conversations can be created. So for example, if there's a company retreat, right, and everyone votes that yes, the location, okay, the location is, let's say, France. So then an automatic message should go that okay, congrats, France is chosen, this is the itinerary, stuff like that, and of course this is a preset. So are you planning to do something like this, like making more flows after a poll is concluded?
Yeah, that is very interesting idea. I don't think that since there would be so many workflows like this that we would be able to, cater to all of them honestly. But what would
Mhm.
be really interesting to have something like a Zapier integration or a
Mhm.
Make integration, which can make it possible and, really easy for anyone to set up.
Correct. Yep, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this was one question. I think anyone can vote anonymously, right? So there's no that voting can
Yeah.
be done anonymously. Okay, got it. Yeah, this was a
Yes.
major question that you received because everyone is worried about, would they be uh,
Another
discovered if.
feature, another feature that we are coming up with just by next week is currently you can just schedule it, but another feature that is going to be add on from next week is of recurring polls.
Hmm.
So let's say you want to get a monthly feedback of, I don't know, on the cafeteria food or just on the management or, are we going in the right direction? Whatever you want a monthly or weekly or daily take on, you can simply, schedule a recurring poll and it would be sent in a particular channel. And anyone would then be able to, simply, vote at the right time and then the results would be shown. So that is another feature that we are working on that should be live real soon.
Got it. That's nice. And what are you working next on attendance buddy? Can you also introduce that, or let's say if you have it in staging, can you like show us, kind of a sneak peek of it, or what is it going to be? Is it like
Yeah.
taking attendance approvals, or is it like tracking attendance that if someone is present or not? It's like a log, or how it's going to work.
Sure. So currently I don't have it in staging right now, but we do, yeah. But I'll tell you how this would work. This would basically work when someone opens Slack, they would be able to mark their attendance that they are in for the day, and whenever, let's say, they are going for a lunch break or just ending the day, they will be able to mark themselves out of the attendance. This will serve two purposes mainly. One is to track the attendance. Second, for remote teams, right? Just like I think RocketHub also is. You will actually know who is online at what time. So asynchronous work can be done better.
Mm. Yeah, I think many people don't even let their coworkers know that if they're in for the work or not. So I think if they're not in, then officially this marks them as not, I think absent.
Yeah,
Correct.
correct. If
Okay,
they're
makes
not
sense.
in, they are
Cool.
absent, and then all these logs can be, claimed from the dashboard, which can be used to, calculate salaries or working hours or, however it is to be used.
One user, I think, asked a question about the apps being approved by Slack because they said they were facing some issues. They couldn't install it. So any ETA or any information that they can proceed without even it being approved. So how does it work?
Yeah, so Slack has a really long and slow process of approving apps. So we have submitted our app and it is under process. We are in talks with them to get it approved. Till then, feel free to install it without any issues. That should not be a problem. Another thing that happens is that we get it approved, and then when we add more features, then the latest version for a few days or a few weeks becomes, unverified, right? So the
Got
app
it.
and the
Okay.
underlying code and team, everything is the same, but every now and then, for a few days, for any Slack app, you would be seeing that it is not approved just because the Slack approval process takes so much longer than it takes us to build new features and ship them.
Got it. So even if you're approved, and if you may even make a single change, or if you fix any bugs, and when you're kind of again submitted to the marketplace, because it's like the
The
marketplace, right?
change,
It's like iOS or Apple.
the change can be as small as changing a spelling in the
Got it.
description, and
Got
they
it.
would reapprove it.
Got
Yeah.
it. Yeah, yeah, makes sense. I think, yeah, then I think so. I think I will just respond to that individual to go ahead and install it. They already have SlackBuddy, so install it. Don't worry about approval, because any changes that's made, eventually you would be in the system. So that makes sense. Okay. So yeah, I think thanks so much for kind of demonstrating how these add-ons work. So apart from add attendance buddy, what else have you got for people? Like these three apps are very good, but anything else which you're working in Slack, let's say a full suite, or a bot, something which can be an add-on to these add-ons, let's say, so anything else you have in mind?
So we do have a lot of features that are also visible on our roadmap. So for example, we are coming up with a category for polls and approvals so that they can be reused and categorized better, right? Then there another
Yes.
feature that we are coming up is with you know not everyone should be able to ask approvals from everyone, right? So a chief designer should not by mistake ask for their design approval from an intern of, let's say, development, right? Or the HR. They should
Hmm.
ask from their manager only. So those are some things that we are working on.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Let's see what else you have. You have, yeah, again, one more use case which was asked by someone is regarding approval buddy, is categorizing different approvals, right? I think that's what you mentioned.
Yeah.
That if, let's say, there are approvals required for this project, so when can that be done? Let's say there are 5 clients, and many of them have designs to be approved for, let's say, client A, client B, client C, client D. So is it that they have to add approval buddy in different channels for different clients, or you'll be kind of making something for that? Because this is a good use case. So I think that some people ask this question, that if I have multiple clients, the agency folks, they ask this question. So how are you going to tackle that?
Yeah, so that is really interesting use case that would also be covered in as I said that the particular person should not be able to ask for approval to anyone in that particular client channel. The team should be able to ask for approvals from the client, and then when the client responds, it should reflect on the channel for everyone. So yeah, that is a really interesting use case that we are really excited about.
All right. Cool. I think that's
Yeah.
it. Very sweet, good two products.
Uh,
Also, I think this is a good opportunity for you to even explain. I think we just take 5 more minutes to explain about Sales Blink to our customers, because many of the RocketHub community might not be aware about Sales Blink. The AppSumo folks, people who have seen it, might know. But so we wanted to give you this opportunity to even let people know about Sales Blink, which is your own product which you have grown. So a quick, 2 to 3 minutes, sales pitch to the audience.
sure. Sure. So, SalesLink is a cold outreach automation tool. Basically, what you can do is that you can connect your email address. It might be your Gmail, Outlook, or whatever it is. You can connect that, and then you can use our in-house trained Blink GPT AI, which has been trained on a lot of emails. You can use that to generate email copies for yourself that would essentially be a pitch for your, leads. So you can use Blink GPTI to do that. Bring your leads. Maybe you got some emails from some event, or you bought the list, or maybe you use something like Zoom Info or Lucia, right? Bring in the leads. Send emails to that. Send these email copies that have been generated with Blink GPT AI to these leads, and the whole setup with SalesLink doesn't take more than 5 minutes to get you launching your email outreach. Once your email has started launching, you can also add automated follow-up. So let's say you want to follow up for your sales, pitch email after 2 days, 4 days, and so on. So you can set that up as well. And we track everything for you, like how many people are opening your emails, clicking on links in your emails, replying to your emails, and so on. So yeah, like that's a complete package to get you more meetings basically with your leads. Right. So you send emails, automated emails while you are sleeping, the emails keep getting sent. When they reply, you have to respond to them, talk to them, and close your sale. And we have trained this in-house LLM, Blink GPT AI, which is based on actually trained on 3 to 4 million emails which have received a reply and have been converted into a sale. And we keep adding more, training data to it every now and then as we can. So that's the USP, and that's what SalesLink is all about.
Yeah, you guys are pretty old. I think you have been 5 years.
Yeah, about 5 years now.
Yeah.
We've been
Okay.
into business.
That's amazing. I think people love you a lot. I think that's what we keep hearing the names. So yeah, I think again, thank you so much. You know, Sushant, for your time. I think it's great for you. As I think you need to go and eat something as well. So we would kind of recuse Yogi. So thank you so much for your time. And anyone who hasn't got SlackBuddy from RocketHub, it's time. I think many of the folks don't know that SlackBuddy is now paid. So it was giving out free when we were doing Rocket Week. Now it's paid and it's pretty cheap. It's pretty cheap than your any smallest room you can find in any city. So go ahead and grab it. It's a good tool, and I think coming in from the big company sales plane, this tool is going to be again a great add-on for Slack. So go ahead and start using it. If you already have it and if you haven't installed it yet and are facing problems, you can reach out to Sushant on sushant@futurebeam.com, right? As the email. And even if you want to reach out to us, we are open to answering any questions. So Sushant, thank you so much. Any last statements before we wrap up this webinar?
Yeah, thank you very much, Karan, for having me. This was really nice. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to us regarding Slack or SlackBuddy and so on. And yeah.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Sushant. And we would end this right now for coming.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Take care.